Right, so I'm a dumbass, and the first half of this video was supposed to be the final prep work on the Sylvia, getting it ready for paint, just sanding with the body panels and stuff. But just got home, loaded all the footage onto my laptop to start editing, and realized that I've somehow deleted all the footage that I got. So that kind of sucks. Also, my intro for this video is obviously gone as well. Basically all you're gonna see is the clutch being done on Nathaniel's R32. So yeah, enjoy that. Old mate's got his clutch. His flywheel is nice and freshly skimmed, and he's gone and got himself a Exceed. Is that an Exceed clutch? And it's just a
standard heavy duty. Nothing extravagant. No, not a puck clutch or anything. I'd rather it break the clutch than the gearbox at the end of the day, because the clutch is a bit cheaper.
Sweet. So yep, we're gonna get this in. Oh, also, he went and got himself a sandwich plate too, which you can see there. So gonna be putting it back together properly.
Yeah, instead of the half sandwich plate where it still leaves the bottom of the gearbox open to the weather and everything else. Don't really want stones flicking up in there.
We're gonna jump into getting all this shit on, and fuck, we might as well just put the motor in tonight. Yeah. I don't see why not. It's not gonna take long. Yeah, alright, we'll get the motor in. Freshly skimmed flywheel going on, about to put the bolts in. So with these bolts, obviously they've got to be torqued to spec, and you want to put Loctite on them. What you want to do is just a little bit of Loctite, sort of like on the end, pretty much, just like that. You don't need to fucking put too much in, that's more than enough. You put it on the end so when you screw it in, it works its way up the threads. Just setting the torque wrench to 90 foot-pound. I'm gonna go around star motion at 90, and then we'll put it up to 120 after that. You just want to go in your star motion, so you go top, bottom, doesn't really matter if you go top left or top right, but yeah, say we go top left, then you go bottom right, and then bottom left, and then top right. Sweet, so that's all of them. All I'm going to do again is just go through them all again, just make sure they're all tight. And boom, flywheel is now on. So now what we can do, John, before we do that, what you want to do with your flywheel is you don't want to put your clutch on a dirty or greasy flywheel. So just take a clean rag, spray the brake clean on there, just give it a good wipe down. So flywheel's on, now let's open the clutch. It's the fun part.
So it's just going to be running an Exceed heavy duty clutch, not a puck clutch. So just a standard heavy duty one, so let's have a look and see what goodies are in there. So we've got a thrust bearing. Little did I know, it actually comes with the alignment tool and a fucking spigot bush.
Probably should have put that on.
Which, if we'd been smart enough to open the box first, we would have. But we weren't, so oh well.
Oh, I'll keep that aside in case it goes out.
Yep, so there's the clutch disc.
I didn't even think of that.
Neither did I. I didn't think it would come with it, to be honest. I thought it would be the pressure plate, clutch disc, and a thrust bearing.
Yep. Now you want to try not touch the side of the clutch with your greasy fingers.
So when you look at that compared to the one that came out of it,
it's a lot better. There's a lot of meat on there, and there's no rust on the springs.
No. So I'm pretty sure that's what was actually in the car. Not 100% sure, but
yeah. These are basically like a factory replacement clutch.
Yeah.
I think the only difference is I think the pressure plates are obviously a little heavier, but the clutch disc itself is pretty much the same thing.
Good, it came with an alignment tool, so I was just having to use this real homemade looking jobby that Patchett's given me to use, which is pretty much just the input shaft out of an old RB gearbox.
Chuck her on like that. Onto our fresh. Make sure that's in. And we'll just do the same thing with the pressure plate, because I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but there's a coating on here that they put on from factory just to stop any rusting from happening. Line it up with the dowels. Just like undoing a clutch, doing up a clutch, you want to do them going in a circle, because you don't want to do up one too much, because you could end up cracking the disc, because obviously it's putting pressure on it. You want to put even amounts of pressure. Alright, so about to torque the clutch bolts to spec, so we're going to do these to 33 foot-pound. Alright, and pretty much same thing. We'll go start motion, so we'll go down, yeah, start motion, you know that.
And he's back for a minute after minutes of technical difficulties.
Yeah, I snapped the bolt. Apparently 33 foot-pounds too much, even though that's what we just looked up and what we said. So I'm just going to go until it's like tight. Sort of done. It's pretty even. Alright, yeah, now that'll be good. Alright, so Nathaniel gets the glorious job of putting his face in my ass. Hey!
Hey! We're going up, down, left, right, what are we doing?
There we go. Holy shit, that went on very easily. Lift up a little bit.
Well, I'm not going to just drop it. I don't really want to snap the input shaft. Wait till you get a couple bolts in after it goes.
So we are back at the workshop working on Nathaniel's motor and box. So we got the box on, as you guys just saw, but we realized that we are dumbasses and what did we forget?
Release bearing.
Yep.
Because, you know, we're both the smartest people in the world sometimes.
Yeah, so we're going to quickly do this and then we are going to chuck it back in and get it all wrapped up. Alright, so we have got the bearing off, bashed the shit out of it. It was kind of annoying because it kept slipping in the vise, but Nathaniel worked his magic and beat the shit out of it till it came off. Brute strength.
Yeah, that's what anger does.
Alright, so we'll slip the new one on and then get it in. Alright, so just smacking the bearing on. So I've just got a 34 socket, which like sits perfectly in there, because it's like a real tight tolerance. So you've got to like make sure you hit it sort of evenly. You don't want to hit one side down too much, so you could end up fucking it. And just like that. Fresh bearing on. Alright, so we got the new bearing in there. Took a second to try and figure out how all this went with the fork and the little clip there and clip behind there, but it's all back together and the gearbox is ready to go back onto the motor. What are you currently doing?
Putting in an oil pressure sensor so I can put an oil pressure gauge in, so keep an eye on that.
Yeah, because RBs love to drop oil pressure.
Oh yeah, and I'd rather keep my bearings for now and wait until I can afford to do a rebuild on it or buy an actual DET engine.
Why buy DET?
Good point.
Mistake fixed, box is back on the motor. I said it earlier in the video that we were going to be putting the motor into the engine bay. We're not, because we actually have to strip it all apart and paint it, make it look a lot better. So motor won't be going in just yet, but now that the clutches are all on and sorted, as soon as we get that engine bay painted, we can get the motor in, which is going to be good. And then that means you can drive your car. Well, a few more things to do, but getting close. All right, that'll be it for this one. I'll wrap it here. Cheers for watching, guys, and catch you in the next one.